sitting very pleasantly there watching little Paddy in the concert in Cold Joy, and then we got a message over that we could hear the artillery firing, and we knew something was going on. And then my troop got a call to get ready to stand by. We may be going out.
There was they had entertainment people there, and you know, it was pretty rare to have this sort of thing happen. And I remember even on the stage, as the cannons are going off behind you and everything happening, you know, people are ducking and trying to sing and entertain troops, and we just wanted to, as soon as we knew what was going on, we just wanted to get out and get our blokes out of the situation they were in.
Long Tan Day for the Vietnam veteran initially is to commemorate the Battle of Long Tan. That was not the only battle in Vietnam, and it was not the battle with the highest casualties. However, it was an epic battle with 105 men taking on 2,000 men.
So we packed up and waited and waited. There was quite a bit of indecision in the task force whether or not we were going to go out and relieve them, because they thought that this ward was going to come and invade the task force, so that they didn't want to lose our firepower from the APCs. But eventually they decided to go, and A Company, we loaded up A Company and headed off, and this was about probably about 5 o'clock. It's just getting thin, and it started to rain.
Long Tan commemorates the battle that occurred on the 18th of August 1966. In this battle, Delta Company 6 RAR, which consisted of 105 men and 3 New Zealanders from the 106th Battery of the Royal New Zealand Artillery, they fought an encounter battle with enemy forces in the Long Tan rubber plantation, which is located about 3,000 metres from the 1st Australian Task Force based at Nui Dat.
I'd come back in, I'd been out with Franco Corder, who was in charge of A Company, and we'd been out and we'd just come in that day, and we could see there was something going on out there. There was a lot of, you know, firing and things happening. We knew something was going on, and one or two of us in the Assault Pioneers had to go out with every company that went out, because if they come across booby traps or a problem, that was our job to go and check that out, amongst a lot of other things. And we were told, don't take your gear, don't unload anything, don't just leave your gear, because this is happening, and just you're straight away. We were actually told, you're now attached to D Company and be ready to go in an instant.
The soldiers battled against over 2,000 Vietnamese and Viet Cong troops and suffered 42 casualties, more than 1/3 of its strength. 18 Australians lost their lives and 24 were wounded. They fought in torrential rain for 4 hours. They were nearly overrun, but were saved by the timely ammunition supply and accurate artillery fire from the nearby Australian base. The arrival of reinforcements by armoured personnel carriers, the 2 9 Squadron RAAF helicopters, who negotiated torrential rain and almost zero visibility to drop in cases of ammunition wrapped in blankets.
We wanted to go. We were busting our guts to go out there because D Company was trapped out there. We found out what was going on then, and we were really busting our guts to get there. So we loaded up A Company and headed off and got to the Songbai River, and then the CEO of D Company decided he wanted to come out too, so I had to turn around and go and pick him up. It's Colonel Townsend. So we had to split our force and leave 3 carriers at the river, or 2 carriers at the river, and I had to go back and get Colonel Townsend. And then we crossed the river and caught up with the others and hit it. You know, we just arrived, and we were about 3 rows of rubber from where the D Company were, and they were just coming in for a big attack, and we broke it up. Khaki, jungle green uniforms, and we didn't know at which stage we didn't know who was who, because they were North Vietnamese and they were dressed in jungle green. And we finally found out who they were. We opened fire, went past the task force, and then turned around and came back. And then we circled them to give them protection. We went and tried to pick up as many wounded and dead as possible. The CSM of D Company, Jack Kirby, he was a hero. He should have got the VC for what he did. He went out, he was resupplying ammunition, he was picking up wounded and dead and bringing them into where they were. And then they had a bit of a orders group, and they decided, and it was dark at this stage, they decided we were going to move out to get to an area where we could bring helicopters in to take out the wounded. We loaded up the dead in my carrier, and we had to do that because D Company didn't want to touch their blokes, because I can understand that it was bad enough for us. And then we headed out, and I led the push. We headed out to a safe area for the helipad, not knowing that the enemy had gone. You know, we thought we were still surrounded, so we were very high alert. And we put the carriers in a circle around where they're going to bring the helicopters in, and had our interior lights on and the ramps down to give it a little bit of light.
Come early morning, everybody's gathering up, you know, after we'd all been there and secured the area. The job was, you know, burying the enemy and things, and my job was to blow all the captured weapons. There was, you know, everything from hand grenades, Chinese hand grenades, to Soviet, just you name it, and it was there. And there was just a couple of big piles that was piled up like that, like all around us fellas here. And we didn't have time to lay the charges properly. We had to try and dig a bit of a trench, and to be honest, it was pretty hard ground. And the whole thing was, we wanted to be in hot pursuit, chase them up and pay them back for what they'd done to our fellas and that. So everyone's pretty revved up, and so all I had time to do was me and Freddie Clark. We were the 2 pioneers there to do that particular job. I laid the charges and let it go, and as I say, we just had to slap charges all over it. We didn't have time to do it too tidy, but there was bits and pieces going everywhere, but everyone was pretty much out of the way. As soon as we'd done that, we were on the APCs again and hot pursuit.
The next morning, we loaded up D Company again, and we went back to the battlefield, and that's when we saw what they actually went through. We found 2 wounded D Company blokes that had been there all night by themselves, and heaps of dead Vietnamese.
What did you reckon? How many attacked and how many on VC were down?
Well, it was towards the end when we were there, and it was pretty dark. I don't know the numbers, but I know that we buried over 245, and there was heaps dragged off, and you know, it's very hard to estimate. but it was a couple of battalions against the company, so they were greatly outnumbered, and I admired D Company, and especially Maury Stanley, the Kiwi forward observer. He stood up through that whole episode directing fire, up 200, left 200, and he was a great hero. Jack Kirby and him, I admire them so much, you know. Jack Kirby gave me inspiration. I was actually shit scared when I was there, and I saw him walking around there, and it just gave me a little bit of inspiration to stop shaking.
Grant us who remain the spirit of service which will make worthy of their sacrifice. Through Jesus Christ. Amen.
And the two members who will be laying this wreath are veterans of the Battle of Long Tan.
This we forget. While ever we're alive, our fellas are alive. There's a Phantom with a slouch hat that rides behind me and most of our fellas.
They shall grow not old, as we that grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun, and in the morning, we will remember them, lest we forget them.
Oh, we are young and free. We've golden soil and wealth for our home is earth by sea. Our land abounds in nature's gifts, our beauty rich and broad. In this place where every state advance Australia fair, with joyful strains and let us sing, advance Australia. Right, thunder hat, hey! Let it be known to all that we here are Vietnam veterans and bloody proud of it. Thank you.
I've had a lot of low days in my life. I've also had a lot of high days in my life, and I will include yesterday definitely on the highest parallel of my high days. To see people come here from everywhere, like all around Australia people came here. It was just unbelievable, the travel.
Together now, we crack a bottle of stones to remember that day, those that are no longer with us. So here's the first of the day, to absent and missing mates, particularly our past President Curley.
The black background denotes the way we were treated when we got home. The skull denotes our fallen comrades who did not return home. Slouch hat, of course, we're Australian. The gold lettering, our hearts are gold.
You're out there. Can you get them on the pile?
Oh, it's up to you. I'm just handing them over. Say, Blinky, back of that.
And thinking of my brothers that aren't here today, and wishing they were here, but no, it's just a tremendous thing that we can remember them with such dignity as we're doing today. I think they'd love to be here, having a beer with us and be with us.